Our next story we're going to talk about is also something that's very personal to me. Uh, the Minnesota governor restricts conversion therapy by executive order. So we're going to talk about conversion therapy and a little bit about LGBTQ plus rights and exactly some of the craziness that's been trying to go on and is still going on, honestly. So for anybody that doesn't know what conversion therapy is, um, it's basically trying to turn gay people straight. Like that's the simplest way I can describe it, or in any kind of case like that. Like let's say turning a trans female male or trans male female, anything like that. So it's a really disgusting, mostly very heavily based in religion, and it's horrible. So anyway, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed an executive order Thursday aiming to put an end to the practice of subjugating LGBTQ youth to conversion therapy, a discredited procedure for turning gay people straight. The Midwestern state is now the 21st to ban conversion therapy for minors in some form. Okay, now I'm gonna stop right there. What? 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 Okay, so when I read what, so just the 21st, so that means that 29 states. It's not even half. It's not even half. 29 states allow conversion therapy for minors. Unfortunately, I live in a state that allows conversion therapy for minors, and it is disgusting. Certain cities in Ohio don't allow it, but Cleveland's not one of them. And I'll tell you, Ohio isn't as a state, and it kind of makes me sick. That really kind of makes me sick. So we're gonna keep going with this story. Um, he would say Minnesota's a little more welcoming. Um, you know the he came in and he just did it. He ultimately made a decision to make the change, via executive order because waiting for legislation to pass was actively harming children. You are right; it is actively harming children, and we're gonna get into why, and because I'm gonna get a little bit into deeper of what actually conversion therapy is here in a second. So the order prohibits taxpayer dollars from funding conversion therapy. So that's always great. Um, Scott Dibble, an openly gay Minneapolis Democrat, he was a big proponent of the ban, and he finally got it. Reparative therapy, uh, you know, you like what you live in a culture. Again, this is very heavily based in religion. So you live in a culture, and you grow up to hate yourself, something that you can't really change, and they torture you. Because like I said, we're gonna go into exactly uh what this is now, because the because Republicans, they have been, as it says right here, Republicans quietly push conversion therapy bills in anti-LGBTQ fights. Now, this is from earlier in the year, from when they had the elections, and I'm glad to say that these bills did not pass. All of them did not pass. They were stricken down. But I just want to talk about uh, what they were trying to implement. Just the fact that the idea came to these people's heads that they're going to come and they're going to say, this is a good idea, I propose this into law, I propose that this is how we start doing things, and it's disgusting. So uh so we're going to talk about it's this article is a lot about sports and medical treatment and healthcare, and I don't really want to get into that right now, but I do want to get into is a bill that Oklahoma tried to pass, which was for conversion therapy, and and it is disgusting. Now, it's called the Parental and Family Rights and Counseling Protection Act, and it basically it would have given it free reign for aversion therapy, and they would suffer no consequences, and they would have their rights protected as as medical professionals. And it literally says right here that undergo physical pain, electroshock, electroconvulsion therapy, touch therapy, pornographic exposure, or vomit induction therapy in order to change sexual behaviors or gender identity expressions, or to eliminate or reduce sexual or romantic attractions or feelings towards individuals of the same sex. Ew. Ew. Why? That is like the most disgusting. This is the most disgusting bill. Like I said, it was shot down, but it was that someone actually implemented this, that they would have no right to say anything. Neither the state nor any political subdivision thereof shall prohibit or restrict any mental health provider or religious advisor from providing counseling, or any patient or client from receiving counseling intended to aid patients or clients in their self-determined this is for children. Self-determined objectives of reducing, eliminating, resolving, or addressing unwanted same-sex attractions. This is for children, for one. And it gives you they cannot interfere, they can't say anything. And if you tried to come out to court, it'd be a violation of their freedom of speech, and they could sue you. So that was disgusting. I'm glad that they didn't. And we're gonna, they in a study right here where back in 2020, where Virginia, the first state in the South, Virginia of all places, but became the 20th overall to prohibit conversion therapy for minors. The discriminatory practice has been widely discredited in studies and can have lasting effects on our youth, putting them at a greater risk of depression and suicide. No one should be made to feel they are not okay the way they are, especially not a child, and I'm proud to sign this ban into law. From a man in Virginia. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, the conversion therapy is disgusting, and the fact that people still think that it is a great thing, that it works, it should be universally panned. And I'm hoping that this new Netflix movie that's coming out totally destroys conversion therapy and really gets the conversation talking a lot more, because in 2008, it says right here, a 2018 report from the Williams Institute of UCLA School of Law found that nearly 700,000 LGBTQ adults in the U.S. had received conversion therapy at some point in their lives, with about 350,000 of them having undergone the treatment as adolescents. That is half of kids. Conversion therapy, which typically takes the form of talk therapy, is associated with increase in suicidal thoughts, drug abuse, and depression among teens. And I've seen this a lot. I've personally seen this when I was in rehab, and I also know just having a different sexual orientation, not being normal or whatever you want to call it, and growing up in a small town is a recipe for disaster, and some really shitty times. So I completely hate conversion therapy, and 29 other states, including my own, need to get on this shit like right away.